Well, few notes about this principle. The first note, what we have is a lot of independent channels or a lot of independent LED you can control via a single channel. But for those LEDs you need, in this example we are using 3 switches, SA, SB and SC. And the question could be, okay, it's quite a lot of switches. I want to use only 2 switches. Is it possible? And the answer is yes. In my models, I'm using switch SB to control landing reflectors and navigation lights, and I'm using switch SA to control cabin backlight. So how to do it that we will use not 3 but only 2 switches? Quite simple. We will go to our mix. This is our last mix, and we will modify it. And we will modify it in this way. This is mix, and now we can see this is 0.0, so this is here, and now this is switch C. We are controlling via switch C cabin backlight, and I want to control I want to use not switch C but switch SA. So it's okay, I will modify it and I will say it is switch SA. Where is it? Switch SA, non-default position. Okay. So it's simple, but what to do with these two lines? I want to use switch SB. I want to use switch SB in this way. In default position, navigation lights and landing reflectors are off. In middle position, because this is 3-position switch, in middle position I want to switch on navigation lights, and in third position I want to switch on landing reflectors, and I want to keep navigation lights on. Okay, so in this position everything is off, navigation lights on, navigation lights and landing reflectors are on. How to do it? Quite simple. When you look into the LED map, you are using different weights of every switch. So if you use this weight, you will switch on landing reflectors. This weight means that you will switch on a navigation light. So I want to use switch SB in middle position to switch on a navigation light. So navigation light is here, and I want to use switch SB in middle position. So we are here, SB in middle position. And in switch SB in maximum position, SB in maximum position, okay, what is maximum position of SB? Is it here? No, maximum position is this. So in this position I want to switch on both navigation lights and landing reflectors. But if I will use it in this way, it will operate in this way. Let's look into channel monitor. In first position is plus 25%, and in second position it's plus 50%. And that's not what I want to do. In this position I want to, because plus 50% it means that in second position I will switch on landing reflectors, but navigation are off. So I must add this and these values together. So for third position I will add 50 plus 75. Plus 25, so it's 75%. So this will be the correct value. I will change 50 to 75. And now throttle is as it was before. With switch B in mid position I will switch on navigation lights, and in third position I will switch on both navigation lights and landing reflectors. And switch SA I'm using to control cabin backlight. Test question. If you want in third position, if you say, okay, I don't want to use SA and SB, I want control everything with switch SB. In third position, I want to switch everything off. Navigation lights, landing reflectors and cabin backlight. How to do it? Quite simple. You can add this value, this is cabin backlight, to 75%. So if you want to control with switch B in third position also cabin backlight, you will add 100% to 75, and you can delete, or you must delete this line. Yes? And now with switch SB in middle position you control only navigation light, and in maximum position navigation lights will be on, landing reflectors and cabin backlight. 100 plus 5, 50 plus 25 is 175. When you add these three values together, you will have weight to switch on everything you are here. Okay? So that's the first note. If you want to use switch in other way that it is in example, you can add those weights together to control the function you want. First note. Second note. In example, I was talking about channel range from 1000 microseconds to 2000 microseconds as output from receiver. In real, every manufacturer has a little bit different those values. So by default, when you install the program, default values are 988 microseconds to 2012 microseconds. If you are using Express LRS, or I think also FlySky have these parameters in the receivers, so you need to do nothing. However, if you are using, for instance, flight controller in your FPV bird, and you have other values, you must calibrate the light controller. Why? Because light controller is decoding signal, and you can see it is very precise work. So light controller must know what's the parameters of PWM signal from your receiver or from the light or from your flight controller. So if you are not using these parameters of pulse, you must do calibration of light controller. I will tell you later how to do it, but you must do it. Okay, it will not operate correctly if you don't do calibration of light controller. Note 3. I hope you noted that when I was talking about the last example, I told that 25% divided by 2 is not 12, it's 12.5%. However, in HTX or OpenTX, we can't use decimals in weight. So this is the reason why when you look into real examples, I'm not using the highest way 100%, but the light controller uses, or the mixes are using highest value 96%. Why? No, because 96% you can divide by 2, 48 you can also divide by 2 without decimals, 24 you can also divide by 2 without decimals, 12 you can also divide by 2 without decimals, and so on. You can go down to 3%. And when you look into modes in which a light controller can operate, you can find also mode called Maxi. And this is the mode when you can control up to 6 LEDs from minus, this is a little bit different mix as I show you in an example, but the principle is the same. From 96% weight to 3% of weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 independent channels. Okay? So in real mix I'm using these values, and before it can be divided every time by 2 without decimals. That's note 3. Note 4, beeper. One channel is called beeper. Also, if you enter failsafe on your receiver, you lost connection, beeper will beep, you can find your model. You can also turn on beeper manually. How to do it? Okay, because everything I told in previous notes, there is no possibility to use another switch. So it's the only channel that you can turn on by clicking the switch. And in program it is controlled via a switch that is related to cabin backlight. So in this example with switch SC, you can turn on or off beeper. How to do it? Not by clicking the switch, but you must go on and off, on and off with switch SC. Turn on, wait 1 or 2 seconds and turn it off. And this means that you will turn on beeper. And the question could be, okay, and what if I have switch SC on? How to do it? In the same way, you must turn it off and on. Okay, so beeper, if you want to control beeper manually, you can do it with the switch related to cabin backlight. On, off, or off, on. It doesn't matter that when you will turn it off, turn it on if you have cabin backlight off, and after you will turn cabin on and you can turn beeper off, no problem. So always beeper is controlled via a switch related to cabin backlight. That's note 4. And the last note, if your receiver has ability to use failsafe function, turn failsafe on at channel the light controller are connected to. How to do it? Please know that you must set the failsafe output to minimum value. So when we were looking into mix, for instance here, in this mix, channel monitor, we will turn this off. Okay, so in this mix, the default position in every mix, default position is minus 96% or minus 93%, whatever, but it is always not minus 100%. It is always above minus 100%, depending on mix you use. In failsafe, you must set the channel output to minus 100%. So if you lose the connection to the model, your receiver must set the channel that the light controller is connected to minus 100%. This means that the failsafe function of light controller is on. It starts beep with beeper, and it started to turn on and off navigation lights. So the failsafe, in failsafe you must set the channel output on your receiver to minus 100%. Okay, that's all.